My name is Erica Dan, and I have a Bachelor of Science in Information Technologies with a minor in Business Administration from Florida State University. I'm an organized and motivated individual and also love to go beyond the expected guidelines and love learning. I have experience with computer programming in C and Java languages. I have also worked with the MySQL server and Access databases. I've used Microsoft Visio to help create these databases and for project management. I'm interested in using these skills to becoming a business analyst or project manager. For this tutorial, I'm going to utilize my skills in database management and show you the first steps in creating a database.
Designing a database is an important task regardless of it being for a small or medium-sized database. Good database design is important because this ensures that your database is easy to maintain. The first step in designing a database is to determine the purpose of the database and how it will be used. To do this, you must talk to the potential database users. Find out what queries they will want to run and what answers they are looking for from the database. You should also collect the current forms the potential database user is now using to record the data. This will also give you more of an understanding of what they are looking for. For this tutorial, we will create a database for XYZ Clothing Boutique. A few things XYZ is looking for their database is to show them which are the most popular items customers are buying, which employees make the best sales, and which months of the year have the highest sales. From determining the purpose of your database, you're slowly starting to build all the information you want your database to contain. This leads you into your second step of creating a database, which is creating a data dictionary. A data dictionary is a set of metadata that contains definitions and representations of data elements. Within the context of a database management system, a data dictionary is a read-only set of tables and views. To begin the data dictionary, you must determine which fields you need in the database. Each field is a fact about a subject. To create the data dictionary, we are going to use Microsoft Excel. Here in Excel, I have created two columns, one named attributes and one named entities. The attributes would be our fields, and the entities would be these tables that contain the fields. So, for XYZ Clothing Company, they would have to keep their customers' information. To store this information, the following attributes would be needed. First name, last name, address, city, state, phone number, and email. XYZ would also need to keep information for each sale or for each invoice, and this would include the fields customer ID, product ID, quantity, price per unit, payment terms, discount, and employee ID. After making a list of all the fields you need in your database, you need to sort these fields into tables. Each table would contain all the facts about one subject. These previous attributes would most likely be sorted into two different entities, one for customers and one for the invoice. So there, now we have gone ahead and created our data dictionary. Now that we've created our data dictionary, we want to take this information from our attributes and entities and create an actual database model diagram. To create this database model diagram, we will use Microsoft Visio. Now, to make our first table, we will drag this icon onto the screen. And now, this is our first table. We are going to name this first table customers according to our data dictionary. We can also refer back to the data dictionary to name our columns. These columns would be each individual attribute we have listed here. So for each entity of customers, we would want these columns here. So the first name we're going to put is first name, then last name, and then we have address, city, state, phone number, and email. So now we are done creating the first table, customers. Following the same steps I gave you for customer, I went ahead and created the table for invoice using all the attributes listed in the data dictionary. When you have made each table, you must uniquely identify each table with a primary key. This primary key is used to create a relationship between a foreign key and another table. So for the customer table, you would have to make a unique field, which we could call customer number. The customer number would have to be unique for each customer and could not be reused or repeated. To make this the primary key, you'd click this box here and there. It says PK for primary key in the customer table. Now that you have all the tables with values and primary keys, you have to determine the relationship between each table. Can you find the relationship between customer and invoice? The relationship between these two tables would be the primary key, customer number in the customer table, to customer ID in the invoice table. By making a relationship between the two tables, it would turn customer ID in the invoice table to a foreign key. Now, to show the relationship between two tables, you drag this relationship arrow. Make sure it makes the customer table red. And then you take the end of that arrow and you make sure the other invoice table is red. Microsoft Visio automatically makes a foreign key, but since we already have customer ID, we want to use that. So now we click on here and we choose our primary key in this table, which would be customer number, and we take and choose customer ID here in the invoice table and click associate. This automatically makes our relationship. Now to go back and fix the key they made, simply click on the invoice table and delete the customer number row. There we go. Now we've created a relationship in Microsoft Visio.
Now that you have learned how to create a data dictionary and use Microsoft Visio to create relationships between tables, you can take this information to create a database. You can use a database in Microsoft Access or MySQL. I hope you have learned the first few steps in creating a database, and thank you for watching my tutorial.